very much for this opportunity. I don't feel like I have anything to say, actually, because I am here amongst experts, people who know how to tell the stories of their lives, how to collaborate, and how to represent themselves so that we can all learn from this experience. And I want to thank the representatives from government who are here, Deputy Minister. I want to thank our partners and experts who have just demonstrated what is the true meaning of collaboration and the fact that in fighting this issue, you do not have to be the one that is experiencing the issue of violence against women, and gender equality is a responsibility of both men and women, just like the issue of racism is an issue of both black and white. And just like the issue of HIV positive is the issue of those who are positive and negative. In every issue that affects humanity, we have to be one, irrespective of which side you are coming from. So thank you for demonstrating this in different ways. But very important is that you put in the center of everything the affected person to provide leadership and to strengthen them so that they are resilient. So I want to thank the champions. For actually giving us the strength to know, for having the courage to tell their stories so generously and in a manner that is so teaching to all of us. It is clear that there are certain critical steps that need to exist in the society in order for us to deal with these issues that are gross violations of human rights and women's rights in particular. Firstly, we need to address the context of family. What we saw here was that a lot happens at home. A home is a sanctuary, the most loving place. If a woman is not safe at home, where does she go? And at home, that is where you also create the new generation. That is where children learn by observing. If what the children learn is violence, you already are starting to prepare the next generation for wrong choices. So let us remember the importance of a family. And all of us come from families, and we are not allowed to look the other way, to be indifferent. In every family, in every space, we all have a responsibility to take care, to talk, to intervene, and to take responsibility. Can you imagine if all of us, everywhere we were, when we recognize violence, discrimination, and stigma because people were either HIV positive, disabled, of another group, that we actually took action, how much of a movement of the world we would be. Each one of us, you don't have to join any movement, you don't have to pay a membership fee, you don't have to buy a t-shirt, you just have to believe and do. Which means all of us can be activists. Secondly, what I take away from this experience is the importance of policymakers, of government to play their role and to provide the services that they exist to provide, and to do so generously. Whether you are a policeman, policewoman, a social worker, a prosecutor, all of us have a role and a responsibility, from the one at a local level to the one right at the top at national level. A collaboration by all of these critical people whose mandate is to look after people is important for us to bring about the changes that we need. I also learned here the importance of partnerships, of institutions such as the United Nations, UN Women in this context, academia, civil society, and collaborating together so that we all can leverage each other's strengths, insights, and comparative advantage in order to solve a problem in front of us. We also saw here the power of art. How in the most disruptive approach in the manner in which we learn, you just don't use the conventional way of learning, but we actually use art to teach. I'm also taking away from here, more than anything else, as I indicated, the role of the champions. Because everybody who is being discriminated, who's being oppressed, who lives with violence, needs to be given the strength so that they can be the champions of their own liberation. But because people cannot do this alone, all of these other stakeholders need to exist. But investing in the people's capacity to stand for themselves is the most powerful investment we can make. And sometimes we try to do things for people and deny them the strength for them to stand for themselves. Sometimes we want to be heroes in other people's stories. Sometimes we think it is too cumbersome because we think people do not know how to stand for themselves. What I take from here is how much more better, how much more impactful, how much more higher returns we get if we take the time to invest in the people to be their own liberators. The strength that I saw of the people standing here, nothing can ever replace this. So I thank all of you for the choices that you have made to make in this way. I thank UN Women Moldova for bringing me here and for making it possible for me to learn with you, to see how much you work to represent the interest and the agenda for women and the agenda of the United Nations. Thank you very much.